Yeah. Ma'am, shall we get started, ma'am?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Mariam, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We'll begin.
Yes, ma'am.
A very warm good evening to one and all present here. Welcome to day 5 of the ATAL 6-day Faculty Development Program on High Performance Computing, Transforming Research through Advanced Technology. I am happy to introduce Dr. S. Shenbagailil, a distinguished mathematician, researcher, and educator as our guest speaker. Dr. Elil is currently serving as the IQAC Director at JPR Institute of Technology, Chennai, bringing with her an impressive 17 years of academic experience. Dr. Elil earned her PhD in mathematics with commendation for her groundbreaking research on integer optimization techniques in data mining and its applications. Her areas of expertise include operations research and data mining, where she has made substantial contributions through both research and teaching. A prolific academician, Dr. Elil has published 48 research papers in esteemed international and national journals and presented 34 papers at renowned conferences globally. Her role as an external examiner for MPhil and PhD scholars reflects her commitment to mentoring the next generation of researchers. Her accomplishments have earned her numerous accolades, including the Outstanding Performance Excellence Award in 2020 from the Honorable former Governor of Sikkim. Her academic journey is as inspiring as her achievements. She holds a bachelor's, master's, MPhil, and PhD in mathematics, all completed with distinction, alongside a Bachelor of Education degree, where she ranked first in a university. Dr. Edil's dedication to fostering knowledge and her passion for empowering students and researchers make her an influential figure in academia. We are thrilled to have her with us today. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. S. Shenbaga Elil ma'am. She will be addressing the topic Security in HPC Environments and NEP. I now hand over the session to you, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you, Maria Nancy, ma'am, for the introduction. And thank you, the organizing team, for giving this opportunity. So, actually, our presentation is about new education policy and national education policy. So, what is called education? So, education is the backbone of India in our nation. To improve the entire education system, a strong, well-planned, and systematic education policy is very important. The first educational policy made in 1968 was modified in 1986 and 1992. Thereafter, there was no any educational policy made in 3 decades, and the formulation of national education policy on 2020, the first education policy of the 21st century, has brought the revolutionary changes in Indian educational system, especially in higher education. So, in the perspective of it is not the earning of facts, but the training of mind to think. This is the motto of the National Education Policy 2020. The NEP 2020 not only focus upon the equality education, but also focus on quality of education and educational research. In this context, the researcher extended to focus on higher education recommended by the National Education Policy. So I would like to tell about, see, it is completely different than our subject. So I would like to know what is called a National Education Policy, how we are planning to implement the same in our future. So let me give you the roadmap of the history of education policy. In 1968, based on the recommendation of the Kothari Commission, you people, many of you might have done B.Ed, you know about Kothari Commission report, 1964 to 66, the government of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi ma'am was there. The first in education policy in 1968 is called radical restructuring, and the proposed equal education opportunities in order to achieve national integration and greater cultural and economic development. So she coined the term as educational policy. Then 1986, the government led by Rajiv Gandhi sir introduced a new national policy on education. So educational policy has changed to national policy as integrated of all the the regional languages in particular. So in 1986, the national policy on education modified 1992 by Narasimha Rao government. In 2005, former Minister Manmohan Singh adopted a new policy based on Common Minimum Program of his United Progressive Alliance and Program of Action 1992. So above all, in 2009, the Ministry of Human Rights Development released a draft on new education policy under the guidance of Mr. Narendra Modi, sir. Actually, it is such an eye-opening session to all the rural community people and to learn and study everything in their mother tongue. So the revolution completely starts after 2019. It has been implemented. The draft of the same has been implemented on 2020. But still in Tamil Nadu, we are struggling like anything to introduce the national education policy, though they are doing so many schemes like Nan Mudalvan and some other skill development program. If they are not ready to adapt directly with the national education policy of central government, but as an autonomous institution, it is completely mentioned to everyone that when the order of autonomous, many of them might have seen, the national education policy rules has to be followed very particularly, very properly. So in the entire syllabus, not only as many of the participants from other colleges also there, you must be aware of it. The curriculum must follow the national education policy with so many mandatory courses. So mandatory courses, I will tell you what are the mandatory courses what we are introducing in our institution by inheriting the law of national education policy. And the transformation of India, National Education 2020, contribute to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. So it is the beginning 1968, 1986, and 1920. So let me take this session into three important parts from the school education to college, higher education, and research, and finally, what are the things we can do, adapt ourselves to introduce the national education policy. So let me start with the school education because as academicians, we have to look into what are the revolution we can change it from the school. Actually, in 2024 also we have a policy that is the structure of education system will be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So that's also will be adapted soon. But in 2020, United Cabinet of India on 29th July approved, and the new policy replaces the previous national education policy on 1986. An outline of the vision of India's new education system as approved, with especially in schools. The policy aims to transform India's education system. The target is to be obtained in 2040. That is a new education policy they are introducing. So it has to reach on 2040. And recently, the Union Cabinet has approved the new education policy 2020 with an aim to introduce several changes in the Indian education system, from the school to the colleges. And the Cabinet also clearly accept the third major revamp of the framework. Actually, many as we see, many courses we have started doing interdisciplinary after using new education policy only. The Cabinet also approved the reminding the Ministry of Human Resource Development into Ministry of Education. So they merged Human Resource Department into the Education Department. So the vision of the policy is national education policy envisions an education system rooted in Indian ethos and contributes directly to transforming India, that is Bharat, sustainably into equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all, and India with a knowledge superpower. And the vision of the policy investigates and curriculum and pedagogy of our institution must develop among the students deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties, so human values. So As our faculty, JPI Institute of Technology might have known, we introduced professional practices and human values is one of the subjects we have introduced in first semester. So those type of rather than studying something, students have to learn harmonious development of hand, heart, and head. So they have to mutually study all the aspects, not only scoring marks. So with this, the moral values and social values and ethics have been implemented over here. And the principle of this policy is recognizing, identifying, and fostering the unique capabilities of each student to achieving fundamental literacy and numeracy, to hard separation between art, science, and curriculum, extracurricular activities between vocational and academic stream. You might have seen vocational school education is a part of education in 1980s and all. So now the vocational student also, our regular engineering student also being part of vocational. So that sort of interdisciplinary courses in vocationally has been introduced only in the new education policy. So part one with the school education, universalization of education from preschool to secondary level school with cross enrollment ratio in school education policy 2030 to bring true course out of school children back into the mainstream through an open schooling system. The current 10 plus system, as I was telling you, the current 10 plus to 10th, 11th, 12th system to be replaced 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum. So this is a major part of new education policy. And it is also be the uncovered age of 3 to 6 under school curriculum, which has been recognized globally as the crucial age of students and mental faculties of a student. So you're not supposed to teach anything up to the age of 6. So you are supposed to make them to leave the children. So natural, you might have studied about natural system of education. Leave the children to the nature. Let them learn from the nature. Let them study from the nature. Let them experience from the nature. That is what the basic concept of new educational policy. So, and national education policy in school education emphasize around 5.7 parameters, transforming curricular pedagogical system in 2 years up to 4 years, new pedagogical and curricular structure of schools, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, 3 years in Anganwadi and 12 years in the school. So the secondary stage multidisciplinary study, greater critical thinking, flexibility and student choice of subject. Middle stage experimental learning in the science. So hereafter when you go with other implementing 24 policy, you cannot say he is doing 7th standard, 8th standard, 7th grade, 8th grade, 1st grade. The age group will be changed and the structure of education also will be changed. The fundamental age of the multi-level play activity e-learning to be given to the students. And according to the special features of National Education Policy 2020 is early childhood care and education to be introduced in ashrama in, you might have seen in Gurukula system, ashrama the tribal dominant areas in all forms of alternative school in a phased manner. So you don't have any classrooms and school regular classes. You can make them to sit in a hut and you can teach them as a play-based system of education. And achieving fundamental literacy in numeracy, the committee observed that a large proportion of the students currently enrolled in elementary school, so over 5 crores, have not attained the fundamental literacy. So that education, the higher education recommended by the Education Policy 2020-1986, the researchers, you are supposed to distinguish between the higher education recommendation of 1986 and also the second policy of Rajiv Gandhi, and third most reformative policy under Narendra Modi ji. National policies children up to the age of 14, common education structure of all the citizens, and education opportunities and features of NEP, and the National Education Policy 2020 based on quality, equality, affordability, and accountability. So ensuring universal. So is why we are having this session. It is not making the student to study only with the perspective of what is a mark, what is the entire syllabus. So when we study, this is this point to be introduced, this has to be done, this problem has to be solved, pakka correct. So if so, you will be getting the mark. Now the credit system also changed. They our NEP policy has introduced, you have to give the total credit, either it is 180 or 160 or 140. The total credit you just give, credit for the human value, credit for the moral value, credit for the ethical values, credit for language, some language, and credit for interdisciplinary courses, and credit for learning for Indian languages, multi-Indian languages. So such type of things to be introduced. Without that, the education cannot be fulfilled. So rather than studying, producing a random number of engineers, we are supposed to give a we have to supposed to deliver and give a output of a good human being to the society. So as you see in our education system, nobody is there to teach the moral value to the students. Though the parents are struggling, if you see in one case today in our college itself, parents are supporting unnecessarily to the students. So what is that? What is the moral they have studied? They are not supposed to teach the moral value. We are in a position as a responsibility faculties. We are in a position to teach them in the class. So mind it, if we teach them simply in the classroom, like obey like this, wish all the faculty members and greet them in the classroom like that, if you start to tell them, they will not see, they will tell you like, something happened to the teacher, she always put some blade to in the classroom, they never obey everything. So this to be implemented as a credit. So human value, unit 1, these are the topics you are supposed to study. No other go. How can we manage the students? So if you start to tell them, serve to the society, clean the area, and happy living, don't be stressed. And if you start becoming stressed, you will lose your temper. So you will be losing your life. If you start to tell something, he will not understand. So we have to make, we are supposed to force the society to teach everything in the syllabus. That is a part here. So if you tell the student that don't use mobile unnecessary, use your laptop on time and with proper utilization, if you tell them straightly, they will not understand. So what we are in a position, we are supposed to put a syllabus of time management and what is your schedule, and we'll call the student, I will give an assignment to the student, tell me what is your role and what are the works you are doing from morning to evening. So such type of things if you start to tell, and he will be in a position to analyze, okay, I'm wasting this much of hours for spending time with my laptop, with my mobile, and watching TV, chatting unnecessary things. So there we are standing. So we, as in schools and all, we might have studied some moral value classes and all. Now we don't have any moral value classes. Instead, we are in a position to teach the implement the new education policy to make a proper citizen, proper human being, first of all, as students. So that try to understand. So not only teaching the entire subject, making them to get mark is our part. We are supposed to make the good citizen, and that is our role. So with this only the new education policy has introduced. So the ideal output of the school education policy consists of better soft skilling and teach skills, human values, competences, respect, unity in diversity, no exam fear. It's very important. So in schools, many of them might have experienced, students used to have many fear also. College students are very bold enough to face the examination, but and this is part is still there for the school children. And better knowledge of Indian heritage, culture, and heroes, and knows more than more Indian languages, knows at least one foreign language. That is very essential. Better all round. So it is just one um, 2 minutes exercise to all the JPR Institute of Technology. Can you just take your time for 2 minutes and list out in our curriculum, our first year, what we have taught? It's completely autonomous. What are the implementation we have done it? How we are trying to implement national education policy? I'll call out one by one, and you are supposed to answer. Venkatraman sir, can you hear me? Venkatraman sir? Hello? Could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am.
Okay, there is an exercise for 2-3 minutes. You just recollect the concepts of in our syllabus, and I'll be asking question to you also. How, as of now, what way we are trying to implement NEP policy? Others faculties, please bear with us. Let me check our faculty's understanding of implementing. Yes, time up. Anybody is ready to tell the answer, or can I ask one by one? Any one of you raise your hand and tell us how we are implementing NEP in our syllabus. What are subjects we have introduced? It is really ashamed part of me if you are not trying to answer.
This is Dr. Suresh.
Yes, sir.
In the second semester, we are going to introduce the yoga and happy living
Yes, sir.
and Indian tradition.
Okay.
These two has been
Thank
set
you,
by
sir.
the National Education Policy 2020.
Yes, thank you, sir. And what about the first semester? Other than that, other
Mini projects are all comes under.
mm, mini project is not directly proportional to that.
We are giving
Some
a
other
chance to this think
the
about.
minor degree program is a part.
Okay.
Interdisciplinary. The basic of NEP is interdisciplinary courses. Other than that,
UPSC, UPSC courses and
yeah,
every coaching is given to the students, ma'am, for
yes.
enhancement, ma'am.
Okay. What else? Thank you. What else? UPSC courses we have introduced. Is open platform to everyone. Only first year faculties are aware of it, it seems. SNH faculties are answering. Others, Kandipa, somebody will ask, how are you introducing NEP in your syllabus? NEP, if you say we don't introduce NEP syllabus, our autonomous will not sustain, and we are not capable of running autonomous institution. I straightly asked VC of Anna University itself, how are you implementing an NEP policy? He said few answers, but in recordically they cannot tell something. These are the way I am introducing NEP. They are not supposed to tell, but we are very proud to tell this is how we are introducing NEP. First semester, ethics, happy living, human values, and we are introducing German, Japanese, French, first semester and second semester. It is also a part of NEP. I hope you understood. So we started implementing NEP from the first semester onwards. I will come again with another round of question after 15 minutes. So national curricular and pedagogical program in terms of early childhood care education for children up to 8 was developed by NCERT. As you know, most of the CBSE books we refer only in CERT syllabus. And easy for all the 2030 NCF and above 100% cross enrollment ratio in school education 2030. And I was repeatedly telling the structure will be 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. And the medium of instruction must be mother language so that we might have seen many mails coming like if you are interested to translate your language textbook in mathematics also in regional languages. So the if you study, if you make them to teach everything in regional language, it is really go depth into their knowledge. So it is part of NEP only. And exam 3 5 in additional board exam in 10 and 12 and preparatory classes Balavatika 5 to 6 whole years. And because we don't never teach any special classes or preparatory classes for the school children, Balavatikas children. So it is also recommended and special education zones to be introduced. So nowadays they started teaching. Even we attended 2 to 3 training of NEP in IIT Madras twice and in Anna University also. So they are in a position to teach more special zones and no hard separation of curricular, extra and co-curricular arts and science, vocational sports and academics, and national foundation literacy and school preparation module for all class 1 entrants. Utilize unused capacity of schools are Samjik, Chetna, Kendra. And Divyangyan, can anyone of you tell me what is called Divyangyan? Understanding the Divyangyan concept and making them to practice the help the Divyangyan students. Can anyone of you tell me what is called Divyangyan? Yes.
Disabled students,
Yeah, disabled students. So can you tell me, other faculties also there? In AICT also, when you go with accreditation or Anna University also, when you're doing accreditation work, your people are familiar with. And what sort of disabled friendly ecosystem our institution is, our no government is insisting us. In your college, not from JPR Institute, other colleges, please answer me. Disabled friendly. So, what are the disabled friendly environmental ecosystem you people are using in our institution? Other college faculties, please suggest us. How many other college participants are there, Venkatraman sir? External participants? All internal, huh? Okay, internal faculties, please answer me. What are the disabled friendly things? You have got it, you could see in our institution.
Ma'am,
Sir,
yeah, we have wheelchair for the disabled student in the central portico, and we have a
yes, sir. Rampa.
yes ramp for the restrooms and
Yeah, ramp,
wheelchair
ramp,
wheelchair
wheelchair,
wheelchair is
correct.
yeah, and we have a lift facilities also for them.
Lift. And you would have seen disabled friendly restroom in the first floor, ground floor. Two restrooms will be disabled friendly restroom. I have pasted outside of two restrooms, boys and girls. Have you ever seen any of the faculties disabled friendly restroom? A steel rod will be there where they are using it. So earlier we don't know if there was no such disabled friendly environment there in the institution. I personally experienced with many of my friends. They used to walk for the lab classes when they're doing UG. They used to walk so many no block to here to there. So now at present, if you visit any of the institution, you would have seen wheelchair is mandatory. The wheelchair must be there, and lift is mandatory if it is 3 floor, and no, the ramp must be there. So wherever the student goes, the ramp must be there, and the restroom also should be a ramp wherever the student goes. Should be kept with the ramp, and inside the restroom also some proper steel the bond must be there to rod has to be kept it to make them to be comfortable with. So such type, and buses also we would have seen buses also they have to maintain some chairs or some stools to make them to comfortably to go with. So such type of things is also a part of national education policy. It is only after 2020 there was a revolution, and they started implementing this to be done, and many of the children started using this facility much better. So it is also as a part of any paper only. And second part is higher education. Higher education quality universities and colleges, a new and forward-looking vision of India's higher education system has changed. After the NEP policy, the vision of the entire world has changed. And I would like to tell few 2 points about what is the difference between national education policy and new education policy. So um, the NEP 2020 for higher education UG degree will be either 3 year or 4 years. After completing 1 year provided, certificate is called a certificate course, diploma after 2 years of study, and bachelor degree after 3 years of study, and after fourth year provided bachelor with research degree. Bachelor with fourth degree year they will be getting a degree of bachelor with research degree. It is not engineering degree within 4 years. And NP National Policy of Education 1986 says the two options of higher education are 3 year honor bachelor degree and 3 years pass bachelor degree. That is what NP 1986. And after graduation of two options, first master degree of who have completed 4 year graduation, and 2 years master degree for those who have completed 3 years of graduation course. But in NP, in the policy, masters in 2 years of degree course, only 2 years degree. And NEP 2020 emphasized shift system of education, and NP policy focused on flexibility and interdisciplinary program and special emphasis on lab education. The policy introduced a flexible UG program and NEP 20 UG program flexible credit system and transfer of credit system. No, if they study 2 years, they can study a degree from our institution. The other 2 years, we may have a some other tie-up with other foreign university, and they will be transferring their credit to our institution, and the degree will be given with both the institution header. That is what dual degree program, such type of things will be is a part of NEP. The policy introduces a flexible of UG program with multiple entry and exit points so that students should earn credit for the entire course written later to complete their degree. Credit, they can see some of them may study their credit of final year, they can study in the third year itself. And the entire 140 degree, 140 credit, what we are introducing now means the entire 140 credit they can study within second year itself, and they can go for either placement or internship or placement, such type of relaxation we have. And but we are not supposed to teach anything particularly. It is depend on interest of the student. He will be studying and he is supposed to get the write the examination, but our institution must be capable of conducting the examination carefully with those students, and they will be conducting, they are capable of doing 140 credit within second year, they can get it. And third and final year they can do some multidisciplinary research project. Final year they will be completely free, there we'll have give them degree as UG with research degree. Such type of provision is only in NEP. And Higher Education Commission of India, a new regular policy of higher education has implemented. It is also part of this. And as per NP, UG is a regulatory body. NP only, UGC is becoming a regulatory body, and NEP 20 will transform all the higher education institution into major multidisciplinary universities, colleges, and knowledge hubs, and lack of integration. So NP was not much, integrated and multidisciplinary point of view, so that lack of integration, coordination, and cooperation among education system has introduced. So with this, we'll start with the higher education system in India, the severely fragmented higher education system, an ineffective regulatory system we follow, a limited teacher and institutional autonomy, lesser emphasis on research at most universities and colleges, and lack of competitive peer review research funding across the discipline, and inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management and the progression of faculty and institutional leaders, a rigid separation of discipline with the early specialization and streaming of students into narrow area of study, large affiliate university resulting low standard of undergraduate education. As we have to agree, so if you say about many of you might have experienced with accreditation work. If you look at that, they will tell us what is the curriculum gap you could see. You are telling, you will tell directly to the committee that okay, there is a lack of industry collaboration with our institution, because we are strictly blindly following what Anna universities follow giving instruction. But being an autonomous institution, we are answerable for that. If somebody says what is the curriculum gap you have identified, this curriculum gap to be filled by rescheduling the syllabus itself. We cannot tell this is the curriculum gap. Obviously, there must be a curriculum gap. You could realize when you start to teach the subject, that can be modified in the next board of studies meeting. As you know, 6 months once we have a syllabus revision. So next 6 months we have to revise them. If any faculty feels, I inform to my faculty is also very particular. If you feel, you don't go with the head of the department or somebody else. If you feel any topic to be taught very tough, you feel, you just tell us. So we will check it in the next board of studies meeting. What is the part? Either we cannot simply delete the entire things. We will discuss. We'll bring forward to the board of studies committee, and we will make it either any other option to options are there to teach the concept much better than the faculty. Other any industry people support require, or other some faculty, even max subject is feeling difficult means some other max faculty can come and teach. We'll make some alteration, but you cannot say, you cannot think it like the entire syllabus may be reduced. I feel this is the toughest topic, so the syllabus will be reduced to no, because the first board of studies meeting has been done very carefully, very filter work it was. So whatever the topic they feel, everything is meaningful. But somewhere you feel difficult means we may do some minor changes, but you cannot do major change. It is also there in the regulation of UGC autonomous syllabus framing. So you can do only minor changes can be done. So before that, we have to wait for 4 years and change the regulation. Either we'll replace subject into another subject. So multidisciplinary part is very important, and the faculties have to understand the concept and what is the real application of each subject, then start to teach them. Nowadays, you can use your laptop, you can show more applications in mobile and your laptop. That that is really 50% only I will accept it, because students are more enough to understand everything. So you can send the link to the WhatsApp group. Let them study later. Let them understand. Let them, if really capable of studying himself, he can refer it. Okay, this is a thing to be done with, and he can prepare it on his own and come back. Instead of that, don't show the PPT and don't show the entire video every time. In a unit, 2 to 3 times you can use a YouTube video, or you can use the application part whenever you teach some evaluate envelope or something. I'm max faculty, I'm talking about other subjects. Please use only lecture class notes properly, and you just derive the things. Derive the things. Many of the faculties I could feel, formula also they are writing everything in PPT, and they are just presenting this formula you study. See, if that is really, I don't think it is correct. Many educationalists may agree with that, but we will definitely struck somewhere. So teach the students in depth and interdisciplinary point. And if the educational system is our part, if we are in a position to answer to the students, and the teacher education, um, the regulatory system shall be in part to the straighten action against substandard and the dysfunctional teacher education institutions and the four integrated B.Ed courses. So in marine institutions and all, those who do not have B.Ed course, they are in a position when the use during non-academic period, they have to undergo a certificate course and they have to study B.Ed. It is there in marine education is mandatory, but in engineering, everybody is very good enough. But I feel B.Ed is the only art of degree to teach the content, how to deliver the content. That is very important. Rather than you may be faculties may be very familiar with your teaching skill, and you are very familiar with the concept of your subject. But delivering the content to the students is very important. So now in NEP, they are introducing B.Ed degree course on multidisciplinary part. So it also will be implemented soon. So it is not like you have to study separately, but if you coming for the teaching, you have to study B.Ed. It also will be implemented soon. And so there are so many things left. I will just move forward. What are the major recommendation in the NEP? Replacing UGC and AICT, the Higher Education Commission of India, opening up higher in Indian higher education for foreign players, reintroduction of 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor program with exit options, flexibility to institution offer different designs for master program, dis- discontinuation of the MPhil program, and setting up of national research education. It is a major recommendations of NEP policy and adult education lifelong. So you see, you might have seen many of the colleges are doing Unnat Bharat Abhiyan as a scheme. They are doing some of the projects for the illiteracy people. They are teaching mathematics, a basic simple interest, compound interest, and the basic reading habits. They don't know how to sign even. They don't know how to write their name even. Such people, they are concentrating more to teach literacy. So it is also a part of adult education. And National Education Technology Forum (NEFTF) that advises central state governments on use of technology in education and build intellectual and institutional capacities in EP and articulates new directions for research and innovation. And next to the question to the faculties, what are the other ways your education, higher education institutions can introduce to implement NEP policy? What are the other subjects you feel? Other subjects ask to prefer. We have done language and moral values, social values, professional ethics, and yoga and happy living. And suggest us. I will give you 2 minutes. It is work to you now. Just suggest us what are the other subjects as a faculty you feel to understand the students' moral value and to make a good human being. What are the other subjects you may feel to introduce for the students as a mandatory course? Mandatory course, credit or non-credit, doesn't matter. Whether you can have a credit or you don't have credit. I'll give you 2 minutes and I will ask a question. faculties, please answer me. Which are the other subjects you feel to introduce as a mandatory course and to introduce as a part of national educational policy? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Moral values, we can introduce the syllabus covering how to respect the elders, self-discipline,
Yeah.
then how to show the empathy to other people's, then compassion towards others, forgiveness, thankfulness, like that. If we frame a syllabus with the people's, those already who lived with the humility, empathy, and compassion, we can add that leaders in the syllabus also. Where in non-credit course we can add that as a one lesson to introduce the moral values to the students, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we have a moral values subject. We also infused many, biology, bibliography of many of the persons, and the syllabus also it is included. But my question is, other than moral values, other values we have introduced already. Other faculties also, please, other college, please tell us any other subject to be introduced. We have introduced yoga, happy living, and language, like minor degree program in disciplinary course. Other than that, professional practices, we don't have time management. Any other subjects to be introduced? College faculties, please suggest your opinion and what is your college perspective you are introducing in AP policy. Where you are finding difficult to deal a student, there we'll make it as a syllabus. You just think it of what are the things students feel you people are struggling with the students. Yes, any one of you? Only Sarojini ma'am answered.
Research research methodology paper also we can introduce, ma'am, from.
Research methodology is directly first years we may not introduce, we may introduce. It's actually character formation point of view, ma'am.
Okay.
And multidisciplinary. So we are introducing skill track, it is also a part of NEP only.
Madam, is it a soft skill program, ma'am?
Yeah. So soft skill program we can introduce that we call it as training the poor students and from the local background students. That we'll do so. Other than that,
Value added course also we have been conducting.
value added courses entirely different. So that is specific, domain specific.
That is short-term job oriented, madam. In case he is not
Yeah,
able to
it is
continue
there,
to study.
sir. But sir, it is actually skill oriented system. But it is a particular domain based. You cannot say it is your disciplined students. They are offering this degree. You cannot compare like minor degree. That is interdisciplinary. It must be. It is not like a domain based.
Okay, ma'am. I got it.
Mhm.
Ma'am, drug design in AI we can use, ma'am. That is interdisciplinary biology with the students should get knowledge of how the medicines are working with the protein or virus or bacteria using AI. That subject we
Ma'am. Drug defining?
in
Can you please
AI.
repeat, ma'am?
Drug design using AI in AI, ma'am. Artificial intelligence.
Okay. Drug, instead of that, we will have a paper as awareness of drug.
Yes, ma'am. How to
In
design that?
social value, ma'am, it is actually
Oh,
in terms of social values. There we'll speak about NEP.
okay, ma'am.
That will be like a core subject. What is it?
Okay, ma'am.
Awareness on drug and impact of drug in society.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And as you said, many things are really uh, advisable, and we will definitely keep it in mind when we are doing the next set of regulations. But whenever you feel this portion is missing to the student, you have a good human being, you have to suggest, okay, this paper can be introduced. Time task. So we'll make them time management. Come, we'll make it as a paper. And doing everything on correct time. We will make it as an assignment. Such type of thing have to be introduced as a different manner, as a multi diversity thinking. We have to get it to solve the issues of students. And another important aspect of this NEP is online education. So earlier it was only distance education program they offer, and now it is major part we are doing is online study conducted by appropriate agencies such as NET, CIFT, NIOS, IGNO, IITs, NITs also offering so many online degree, small, no, short-term courses, and to conduct series of pilot studies in parallel to evaluate the benefits of integration education with online education while mitigating the downsides and also to study related areas such as students' device addiction, most preferable formats of e-content. So online education is a part of NEP and virtual labs. Many of you are aware of virtual lab. Virtual lab introduction is also a part of NEP, and NPTEL examination we are doing. No, that is also a part of NEP only. And Parak, as you know, Parak students objective of Parak is setting norms. Many students are registered under Parak, and it is also a very important part in our AICT portal entry. Parak registration is very important. And startup policy, we have some 2019 major focus on national innovation and startup policy 2019 for the students and faculties. And the patent incubation, pre-incubation support, IP ownership rights, patent filing is also a major part in NEP only. And highlight on the patents are entrepreneurial preference impact assessment, IP ownership rights for technologies developed at GI, incubation and pre-incubation support, pedagogy and learning interventions for supporting innovation startups. And coming to the last, we have only 10 minutes. I will tell you the discussions what we had in IIT about the NEP policy. The first is National Credit Framework Implementation. So it was headed by Anandan sir, and he was telling about general points, common norms between NEP and SCP, limited freedom for autonomous institution. So though we can tell this much, and the limited freedom only given for autonomous institution, we cannot change the 100% of everything. Few points to be inherent with the core or parent university. So limited freedom is there, bringing commonality in process and procedure of for enhancing the quality of education, global standard, and liberate education. These are the obstacles we feel. Liberate education for policies. And discussions on NEP. need simplified CSV file or uploading grade sheet because it is actually a national academic bank of credit. So when your faculties are doing the work on academic bank of credit, and this is the points we had a group discussion. Academic bank of credit also a part of NEP work only, making the students certificate as e-signed in academic bank. So here there are few points they suggested as a team. It was in IIT with Karnataka, Telangana, Pondicherry, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Many of them were given these suggestions to the government, and it simplified CSV file for uploading the grade sheet. You might have felt difficult with the uploading the files. Need more seminar help centers coordination for South Zone, and yeah, academic bank of credit system procedure on grade sheet has to be incorporate, and how to change the same course and transfer colleges. Such type of thing, the option is not given, and the parent universities have to support. And the autonomous grant were denied for research after pandemic. Many of the grants are getting denied, and increasing public-private funding for research, assessment policy for research, and research grant level playing field. Parallel members for all part of the program to be done. UGC can create industry academic respiratory for problem solving. And finally, challenges on admission twice is very difficult. Actually, as you know, it is given in UGC has revised the rule last week. An institution can have an admission twice in a year, so it is really very difficult task for the management. And multiple entry multi system is a drawback of self-financing colleges. Vidya Lakshmi scheme will be extended for NARF ranking colleges. It is only uh, for the NARF ranking colleges. It has to be extended for everyone. Need paradigm shift with the faculty members, and faculty capacity building training has to be given. So these are the challenges we have got it with the NEP policies. Exposure set minimum of class 1 admission. The minimum age of class 1 admission should be 6 years. Like that, it has to be in the line of the right to children free from a compulsory education act 2009. It started as from 6 years only. We have to make the student to go with the school, not with pre-KG, LKG and all. Such type of things they are supposed to implement from 2024. 2024 actually that seeks to remove the traditional division between arts, science and commerce streams and choose subject across the discipline. It helps. And NEP 2024 aims to encourage critical thinking and problem solving in students and establish research intensive universities and encourage global exposure. Set minimum age of class 1. These are the 6 parameters of NEP 2024. It is not yet implemented. It is to be implemented. So with this, let us wind up the session. So faculties, if you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks for your wonderful time and also sharing your insights on NEP, which is in line with our AICT vision and mission. And ma'am, I have one question. How do you foresee that is in line with our latest IT industry needs this NEP?
Sir, actually, as you know, in our college also, minor degree program is there, no, sir. Minor degree is we are offering, but it has to be taught only with the industry expert, not with the faculties. They had to visit the industry. They have to sit with the industry people. They should do the lab only with the industry. Such type of things to be implemented. You can have a corporate and academics and no corporate companies being inherent to introduce NEP. And the skills training can be done only with the industry people, not with the faculties.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Participants, any questions you have? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for sparing your time and giving about NEP and also its insights. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity given. And thank you all the participants for your patience listening the session. Thank you.
Participants, now let's take a 10 minutes break and then let's have the next session with our international industry expert. Thank you. Hello, sir. Jairam, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, can you hear us, sir? Can you hear me, sir? Jairam, sir. Sir, I think you are on mute. Jairam, sir. Hello, sir. Jairam, sir. I think you are on mute. Hello, sir. Jairam, sir. Can you hear us? Hello, sir. Jairam, sir. I think you are speaking on mute. Hello, sir. Jairam, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. Hello, Jairam, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello. Jairam, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir.
Venkatraman sir, can you hear me now?
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Dear
Sorry for
participants,
the delay, sir.
you can just share your screen, sir. Dear participants, very greetings and good evening. Today, Dr. Jayaraman, sir, from UAE, head of IT, would be taking forward the session on security and performance tuning and optimization in HPC. Over to you, sir. The session is yours.
Thank you, Venkataraman sir. Give me a second. I'm just presenting my screen. Hmm. Okay, let me know once you see the screen. I'll get started.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
We are able
perfect.
to see
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and I apologize for the delay. There's a technical glitch on my mic. I was able to hear Venkataraman sir, but I couldn't speak. Um, my name is Jayaraman Kumarappan, and I've been fortunate to work in IT leadership roles, specializing in digital transformation and performance optimization and cybersecurity. I want to thank you, especially for being here on Friday evening. Let's be honest, Friday nights are usually reserved for Netflix or a takeout or maybe hitting your favorite hangout spot. But no, you're here, ready to learn some into the performance tuning and optimization and some part of security. So what a Friday night, right? Let's make this session worth it. So you have, leave with the feeling that like this was a best investment, of your evening, even better than the pizza or a biryani or a movie. Okay, let's get started. So let's start with something we all know, but often overlook: the importance of performance in IT systems. Think of your IT system as a cricket team. A system that performs well is like a team where every player, from the batsman to the bowler, is working in perfect harmony. But if just one player is out of sync, it could mean the difference between a win or a loss. In poor IT performance isn't just a inconvenient. It can cost money, customers, and credibility. We all would have experienced booking a ticket in IRCTC. Whenever you try to log in when there is a festival season or something, you may see the ticket, and by the time you go to the payment section, the ticket would have been already gone, and the waiting list would have been already piled up to 350. We all had that frustration. We all, face that frustration. There is something like if you are booking for a ticket in a movie, like whenever there is a new movie releasing, when you're trying to book it, you may not get the tickets in time, or the website is taking a lot of time to load, or whenever there is a 12th standard results coming or a 10th standard results coming, the website would be down or crashed. you know it's a frustration. So that's why the tuning and optimizing IT systems is not just a luxury anymore. It's a necessity in the speed of world. There is no longer the speed is a luxury, like from the dial-up connection to the high-speed internet. So like we moved so fast and we want everything in fast. Um so we'll in this section, so we will look at why performance is the backbone of user satisfaction, operational efficiency, and overall success. Let's break it down and see how we can make it our IT systems the star players of our organization. So let's talk about IT systems play starting a role in the decision making. Imagine you are a CEO trying to decide whether to expand into a new market or a launch of a new product. Your IT system is like your trusted advisor. It processes all the data, runs the numbers, and tells you whether it is good idea or not. High performing IT system can provide timely, accurate insights that are crucial for strategic decisions. For example, a retail company analyzing sales data during the festive season can quickly adjust the inventory based on the demand trends. But if their system is slow or unreliable, they might miss the window of opportunity. It's not just about speed, it's about staying competitive. In today's fast paced world, like companies that can process data efficiently and adapt to the market changes are the one that thrive. So think of your IT system as the brain behind every major move. It keeps everything running smoothly, so you can focus on the big picture. So whether it's forecasting tails or optimizing supply chains or planning your next big project, it performance is what keeps you ahead in the game. So let's talk about proactive system management. Uh, it's like a fancy way of saying like fix the roof before it start raining. It's all about being prepared and staying ahead of the game. First, it continuous performance assessment. Think of this like a regular health checkup of your IT systems, just like your monitor uh, or like you monitor your fitness with the smartwatch, or you monitor systems metrics to spot trends and anomalies. For example, if a server starts slow down and you fix it before it becomes the IT equivalent of heart attack. Second, data driven decision making. Data is like the compass that points you to the right direction. Imagine using a predictive analytics to know when your system might face an overload. For example, in the NAS storage system, when there are plenty of hard disk attached to the storage device, and every hard disk has the IO cycle, and it knows when the hard disk is going to fail. So it will not wait until the hard disk is failed. It will take the when it is reaching to the 80% or 90% of the threshold itself, the system will make the hard disk fail so that it gets a replacement in time. So it's like a having a crystal ball but backed by math. Third, strategic resource allocation. This is where you channel your inner efficiency expert. It's like maintaining your car, uh, like a regular oil changes and tire changes to prevent the breakdowns. Similarly, preventive maintenance ensures that our IT system don't crash at the worst possible time, like during a major product launch or a IPL final ticket sale. If the website is down, everybody would get frustrated. Proactive management is about being smart and prepared and ahead of curve, just like a cricket captain planning the field placements before the batsmen take the swing. The next is benchmarking for improvement. Benchmarking is like playing a game of cricket. uh, I'm using a cricket as an example so that like you can correlate things when I'm talking about the key topics. So you can so you can't just focus on your own score. Like you need to know what the competition is scoring to. It's all about measuring your performance against the right standards. types of benchmarking. Let's break it down. Like internal benchmarking, it's like comparing your performance against your own past achievements. For instance, an IT team may check how quickly they resolved the tickets last quarter versus this quarter. External benchmarking is when you peek over the fence to see how others are doing. Imagining comparing our website loading speed to Amazon's or Google's. Competitive benchmarking, it's like analyzing how our biggest rival is running the race. For example, Flipkart may benchmark its logistics performance against Amazon during the festive sale. Process benchmarking dives deep into improving specific workflows, such as um, how efficiently a payroll is processed or compared to the industry best practices. By benchmarking strategically, uh, we identify the gaps, set realistic goals, and make a targeted improvements. It's like practicing harder when you know the opposing team's strengths and weakness, helping you score better in the big game of the IT performance. So section 2, where we dive into the art of identifying performance bottlenecks. Uh, think of our IT system as a busy highway, or like a Mount Road traffic, or a Bombay or Bangalore MG road traffic. When the traffic flows smoothly, everything is great. But when broken down, like one truck or one bus on the road, chaos. So that's what bottleneck is. It slows everything down. Performance bottlenecks can show up anywhere in our hardware, software, or even our network. They are like that one friend in a group project who doesn't pull their weight and holds everyone else back. Identifying these trouble spots, early is crucial because it allows you to fix them before they cause the bigger problems. So in this section, we will explore tools and techniques to point out these, um, you know, um, point out these bottlenecks, whether it is a database query taking over, taking forever to execute, or a server struggling to under a peak load. So let's roll up and then find these bottlenecks. So now let's talk about the systematic analysis approach. Think of it's being detective and for our IT systems, like so you are being the detective like a Sherlock Holmes, finding your and solving your performance issue. This approach is all about structure and method. Instead of randomly poking around, we follow the clear path to evaluate every component in our system. It's like diagnosing a car problem. Like we don't just replace the engine if the air condition stops working, right? So we check each part to find out the real culprit. For example, let's say the website is slowing down. With a systematic approach, we first check the server, then go to the database, then finally the code. Maybe it's poorly written query or a missing index in the database. The goal is to identify specific bottlenecks and fix them without wasting time or resources. By using this method, we can ensure nothing gets overlooked. It's a way to bring order into the chaos, making our IT system efficient and reliable. So next, let's explore the utilization of advanced tools. So the advanced tools make our life easier and the system smoother. It's like having the latest gadgets at our disposal who solve like a Rubik cube manually when there is an app for it, right? So why we will solve the Rubik cube like when no, when it is an easy way to solve it. So the role of a performance profiling. Think of these tools as kind of a detectives for our IT system. They dig deep into resource usage and execution times to figure out what is slowing things down. For instance, like if our app running slowly, a profiling tool can tell us if it is because of the heavy database query or an inefficient piece of code. It's like finding the one leaky kind of a pipe in the massive plumbing area. Second, the significance of monitoring solutions. Monitoring tools are like a vigilant night watchman or a 24 cross 7 camera of our IT ecosystem. They consistently keep an eye on our systems, collecting real-time data. For example, like if a CPU server usage spikes unexpectedly, the monitoring tool will alert us before the system crashes. So it's proactive, not reactive. And it helps us to stay ahead of the curve. Section 3, continuous improvement cycle. Uh, okay, let's dive into the continuous improvement cycle, a concept that keeps our IT systems on their toes, ready to adapt and thrive. Iterative feedback integration. This is like a perfecting our kind of a tea recipe or a pongal recipe or idli recipe, whatever you can refer it to. Like we tweak a little bit, like if you're perfecting your tea or a coffee, like you tweak with a sugar or a milk or some spice or change your coffee powder or whatever it is. But until every time you ensure that like you try different methods to make it right. Similarly, the iterative feedback allows the IT teams to continuously refine systems based real time data and user input. It's all about adapting and aligning with the changing needs. And holistic performance assessment. Imagine like we are troubleshooting a car. You don't just check the engine, you look at the tires, brakes, and even the air conditioning. The holistic view helps identify all the interdependencies and potential bottlenecks, ensuring the smooth performance across the board. Third, the sustained competitive advantage. Think of this as a saying, staying ahead of the cricket league by continuously improving. You adapt to the new challenges, keep up with your market demands and secure the top spot, whether if it is IT performance or the competitive landscape. So in the essence, like the continuous improvement cycle ensures that our IT system is just not surviving, they are thriving and ready for the future. Section 3. Um, let's talk about the part everyone cares about, user experience. Think of it this way: no matter how great uh, your IT system is behind the scenes, if it frustrates the users, it's like serving a executive meal, like a executive meal in a dirty plate. Not a great, right? The performance directly impacts how users feel about our systems. Imagine trying to order something online and the site takes forever to load. What do? You abandon your cart and go to the competitor, or picture a video call where the audio keeps cutting out. Frustration levels go through the roof. In this section, we will explore the performance effects, user trust, satisfaction, and retention. We'll also dive into practical ways to optimize for speed, reliability, and ease of use. So let's talk about response time. It's a difference between keeping the users happy or sending them into a fit of frustration. Imagine the user at the coffee shop and the barista takes 10 minutes to hand over your espresso. It'll be frustrating. The same goes for the IT system. The faster response times keep the users engaged and happy, leading to a higher retention rates. Nobody wants to wait for a spinning wheel to stop. Second, sector specific expectations. Different industries have a different benchmark for response times. The financial services, for instance, the people expect near instantaneous results. If you're trying to check your stock portfolio and the page takes 4 hours to load, we'll get panic. Why? What happened? If the broker have some issues or what? Like, there are a lot of speculation. On the other hand, the e-commerce platform, aim to under 2 seconds, because that's how long it takes most of the people to consider abandoning their cart. Just 2 seconds, like you may decide to buy or not buy. That's it. So if the website is not loading or the app is not performing during that time, they lost the business. Third, the cost implications. Here is where the dollars comes in. As a slow system can cost you big. Think about the lost sales, like a customer churn or operational inefficiencies. For example, like Amazon once found that every extra second of load time could cost them millions in lost revenue. Optimizing the response time isn't just good for users; it's good for us and our business to run. In the bottom line, like it's just for us and for them as well. Let's talk about how performance connects directly to user satisfaction. It's like a kind of a secret sauce for keeping people happy and coming back for more. And there are a lot of if you've been to Saravana there for their idlis or chutneys, people go again and again. Like it's creating the secret recipe. Uh, the first point, like performance metrics impact, like imagine like we are using an app and every time we click there is a delay, frustrating. Metrics like response time and reliability shape how users perceive our IT system. A fast reliable system makes users feel confident and happy, while slow one makes them want to throw their device out of the window. Long-term engagement factors. Satisfaction is just a one-time deal. It's long-term relationship. Like you want the satisfaction every time. It's not like one time you are satisfied and okay. When your system performs consistently well, it builds the trust and loyalty. For example, think about your favorite online shopping platform. If there is a system smooth every time, you're more likely to keep coming back, or you will even recommend to for your friends and family. Feedback mechanism also very important. We turn the insights into actions. Tools like surveys or usability test gives the inside scoop on what users love and what frustrates them. Imagine launching a feature and immediately getting feedback. It's like having a cheat sheet for improvement. Addressing feedback not only fixes issues but also shows users that you care. In the end, like satisfied users aren't just happy, they are our biggest advocates, and that's the kind of energy we want for our IT system. So let's talk about trust and reliability, because let's face it, if the user can't trust our system, they are out faster than we can say. For example, the loading error or a 406 or whatever it is. The trust in IT systems. The trust in IT systems works just like trust in relationships. It builds over time through consistent performance and clear communication. Yeah, for example, like if you're logging into a bank app and finding an error message instead of our account balance, what? So again, that's an instant red flag. Like we may think, why these guys are keep on doing it like that. So to build trust, you know, uh, we need a consistent system performance. And if our app or a website or a software is always fast, secure, and accurate, user starts to rely on it. Uh, you know, think of ride sharing apps like a Rapido or Ola or a Uber or a, a Kareem, They consistently get you from point A to B without glitches. You will keep using them, but trust isn't just about performance, it's also about transparency. For instance, if there is a system outage, letting users know what is happening and when to expect fix make a big difference. But shows that like you care about their experience, you know. So finally, robust security measures are non-negotiable. Nobody wants to use a system that feels like leaving their front door wide open. By prioritizing the data protection and user privacy, we are not just earning trust. We are locking in loyalty. In short, trust and reliability are just a nice to have, or like they are not nice to have. They are the key to keeping users engaged and satisfied. Welcome to section 4, where you know this like you can imagine this section as a toolbox for fixing all the performance hiccups we have been discussing so far. So we will explore actionable strategies like optimizing databases, fine-tuning network configurations, and upgrading hardware. For example, like our system is a car. Sometimes all we need is to tune up, like clearing the old catchy data or updating software. Other times it might need a new set of tires, like a server upgrade or additional memory. Let's jump into a build a blueprint for a better performance. Goal alignment and measurement. It's like using a GPS for our IT performance journey. Without clear goals and measurements, we are just driving aimlessly, hoping we all get to the right destination. Think of the importance of the clear objectives. Think of objectives as our map. If everyone knows the destination, say reducing am I audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wanted to confirm. Sorry. So the importance of the clear objectives. Think of our map. Everyone knows the destination, but say reducing the response time by 20%, it's easier for all stakeholders to stay on the same page. So it's like having the whole family agree on a vacation spot. Otherwise, someone bound to complain the whole way. And the role of KPI in strategy. The KPIs are the key performance indicators, are like our car dashboard. They tell, if you are on a track or if you are about to run out of gas. For example, the KPI, like a server uptime, gives you an immediate insight into whether your systems are reliable or if they're playing hooky. And continuous improvement mechanisms. So here is where the magic happens. The continuous monitoring and feedback, like act like a Google Maps or a Waze, for our IT system. They provide real-time data, letting us to adjust, strategies to avoid the roadblocks, whether it is unexpected, system loads or shifting business needs. Data analytics for insights. Data analytics is like having a crystal ball for our IT system. It doesn't predict the future exactly, but it sure gives you the next best thing, actionable insights, enhanced decision making, framework. It's like imagine the steering up a ship without a map or a compass. Uh, it'll be sound stressful, right? But that's what the decision making is like without the data. Analytics helps, to leverage historical data to guide our decisions, like relocating resources or optimizing process. For example, like if your analytics show that traffic peaks on Friday, so you can assign more resources to handle the load. Proactive issues resolution. This is where predictive analytics saves the day. think of it as your system's version of weather forecast. If analytics predict a potential issue like a sudden surge in usage, and we can address it before it turns into a storm. For instance, like we might scale up the servers or tweak database queries to keep things running smoothly. Third, the comprehensive performance visualization. Here is where things get visual and fun. Data visualization, uh, we discussed yesterday, like the data visualization transforms boring numbers into intuitive dashboards that everyone can understand. For example, a dashboard might show in bright colors. Now your server response time improves after optimization. It's like a progress bar for success. Section 5, where we dig into the nuts and bolts of optimization literally, like we will explore how to fine tune our hardware and software for a peak performance. Like think of our IT system again, it's like a race car. I'm taking more of car examples. The hardware is like an engine, and the software is the driver. If either one isn't performing well, we are not winning the race. In this section, we will look at how to turbocharge our hardware with upgrades like faster processors, additional RAM, or SSDs, and for lightning fast storage. It's like replacing an old rusty engine with a brand new V8. Let's take a closer look under the hood of our IT system. Literally, the hardware components are the unsung heroes making everything run smoothly. First, the CPU. This is the brain of our system. Everyone knows about it, processing all the tasks and calculations. Think of it, it's a chef in the busy kitchen, making sure all the orders are cooked in to perfection. If the chef's too slow, the kitchen backs up. And our customers, or in this case, the users, start to complain. Next, RAM. RAM is like a chef countertop space. It holds all the ingredients needed for the current orders. The more RAM we have, the more tasks our system can handle at once. If we run out of space, we will end up with cluttered kitchen and very grumpy chef. Finally, the storage solutions. This is our pantry. A faster SSD is like a well organized pantry. You can grab what you need instantly. A slow hard drive, on the other hand, is like digging through the messy pantry for that one jar of spices. It wastes time and frustrates everyone. Well, all these components work together like a chef, countertop, and a pantry in a perfect harmony. We get a system that's fast, reliable, and ready to tackle anything during any time. The key is making sure each piece is optimized for the role it plays. Let's talk about the best practices for software optimization. These are like golden rules of keeping our system fast and efficient. Effective code review practices. Think of a code reviews as a proofreading for your software. It's like catching the typo in a recipe. Better to fix it early before it ruins the dish. Regular reviews helps the developers to spot the bugs and inefficiencies uh, yearly. That saves us from the bigger headaches down in the line. Plus, it fosters the teamwork, because two heads are always better than one when it comes to solving the tricky problems. Dynamic resource allocation. This is a tech equivalent of hiring a extra waiter during the busy restaurant shift. Dynamic allocation ensures that your application can handle real-time workloads without breaking a sweat. For example, during the flash sale on an e-commerce site, a dynamic scaling makes sure that servers don't crash just when everyone's trying to check out. Comprehensive documentation and standards. Documentation is like the instruction manual for our system. Without it, everyone guessing how things work. By creating a clear, detailed documentation, we ensure that the team can maintain and optimize systems more effectively. It also lifesaver for when someone newly joins to the team, or when we are troubleshooting at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the night. Let's dive into the profiling and monitoring tools. Profiling. These are like fitness trackers for our IT systems, giving us the real-time stats on performance. A role in the performance optimization, like profiling, like it's a and monitoring tools helps us spot the bottlenecks. Think of them as a detective with a magnifying glass pointing out exactly where our system is slowing down. For example, if a website loading time increases, a monitoring tool might reveal that a poorly optimized database query is the culprit. Fixing that specific issue can boost efficiency and the user satisfaction. Second, the integration into development lifecycle. These tools aren't just for emergencies. They should be backed into your development process. Imagine like building a house and inspecting the foundation only after the walls are up. It's not ideal, right? So similarly, integrating these tools from the start ensures we catch performance issues early and the system reliable throughout its life cycle. Diverse tool ecosystem. The best part, there is a tool for every need. Whether we are looking at the server performance or a database queries or even application response times, there is something out there tailored for us. It's like having a toolbox where every wrench fits perfectly. For instance, like tools like Dynatrace or Nagios focus on infrastructure, while App Dynamics excels at monitoring the user journeys. In short, profiling and monitoring tools gives us the power to keep the system healthy and efficient, and they make troubleshooting a whole lot easier. Welcome to section 6, where we tackle the backbone of any IT system, the database. Think of the database as the pantry of our IT system. If it is organized, we can go and grab anything in a seconds. If it is a mess, it's a good luck finding the critical piece of data. So database optimization is all about making your data work smarter, not harder. We will explore the techniques like indexing, which is like adding labels to jars into our pantry, query optimization, like streamlining how we search for things, and partitioning, dividing the pantry into sections, like as we can find things faster. The goal, speed up the data retrieval, reduce the resource usage, and trying to ensure our system can handle more traffic without breaking a sweat. Let's talk about indexing. Our databases are equivalent to a library card catalog. Without it, we would be digging through every book in the library just to find the one book we need. It will be exhausting. Efficiency in data access. Indexing, it drastically cuts down the time it takes to retrieve the data. Instead of scanning the entire table, the system knows exactly where to look. Imagining like we are trying to find a contact in our phone. Scrolling through hundreds of names would take forever. But with the search bar, like it's considered as your index. You are there in seconds. This is especially helpful for a large database with the millions of records. Impact on query optimization. Indexes also makes query execution plans smarter. think of them as a shortcuts for the database. Why take the long way around when there is a straight path? For example, an e-commerce site can use indexes to pull up product availability in milliseconds instead of seconds, keeping impatient customer happy. In summary, indexing transforms our database from a slow moving snail into a lightning fast superhero. And trust me, we have experienced this in multiple scenarios in my personal experiences. Let's dive into the battle of database strategies, the normalization versus denormalization. It's all about finding the right balance between the data integrity and performance. First, normalization. Think of normalization as a like organizing your closet, by category, like shirts at one section and the pants in the another. But it reduces the redundancy and ensures everything is neat and easy to manage. For example, in a database, this means storing customer details in one table and their orders in another. This setup enhances the data integrity because if a customer changes their address, you only update in one place, not in many tables. Now, denormalization. On the flip side, denormalization is like a keeping okay, the closer example again, like keeping your favorite outputs pre-packed for a trip. It might duplicate few items, but it's faster and more convenient. When we are in rush in databases, denormalization combines data into fewer tables, improving read performance. For instance, like if we are running a frequent reports, having all relevant data in one table speeds up things. The key takeaway from this is like we use normalization when we need precision and consistency, like the financial systems. Use denormalization when speed matters, more like analytics or real-time dashboards. It's all about choosing the right tool for the right job and aligning with our system's needs. So we discuss about this like a kind of a practical examples of query optimization, like indexing the performance and the execution, the plan analysis, and materialized view of utilizations. Like we move on to the next section, section 7, where we explore the IT systems version of health trackers, like profiling and monitoring tools. Like these tools, like we discussed, these tools like can help us keep our system in peak condition, spotting issues before they spiral out of control. Like the profiling tools like X-rays. I'm sorry, think, okay, so we are in the right track. Let's talk about the profiling tools. Like we discussed the Sherlock Holmes of IT world. So this plays the critical role, and for example, like we'll take a visual VM, for example, like it gives us a detailed view of memory usage and CPU activity and even the thread behavior, helping us to pinpoint issues with precision. This is like having a mechanic who not only tells our car has a problem but also shows us exactly which part it needs a fixing. Let's talk about the monitoring tools. Think of these tools as watchful eyes. Like we've seen the summary of it in the before slide. It's like with a comprehensive system visibility. Like monitoring tools like gives us a bird eye view of our IT infrastructure. Like imagine we are trying to manage the city without traffic cameras or sensors. You would never know where the jams are. Similarly, monitoring tools like Nagios or Splunk provide real-time data on servers, applications, and networks. This visibility is really critical for making informed decisions and keeping a system humming. Data-driven optimization strategies. Here is where the uh, data-driven analytics comes into picture, and by analyzing the performance data, and we can spot the trends and anomalies, like noticing the server usage spikes every Friday afternoon or a Sunday morning or a Monday morning, and we can create a target optimization for these to analyze like where our energies or the system focuses on those during the peak periods. Integration with business objectives. Monitoring is just about numbers. It's about aligning performance metrics with our organization goals. Every organization will have a goals, and we have to align with the goals. It's not about investing in multiple tools or multiple softwares or multiple databases or whatever you want. When it is coming to organization, it's always about the budget and what is really required for the organization. There must be thousands and thousands of tools will be there, and it may not relevant to your business objectives or your business needs. Like so it's about finding the right tool for the right product and bring the efficiency in the system. So we move into the virtualization and cloud optimization, where we dive into the worlds of visualization and cloud optimization. Let's talk about virtualization. Think of virtualization as the Marie Kondo. You, if you're not know about Marie Kondo, like Marie Kondo is a Japanese professional, for the professional organizer and consultant. It's like we think virtualization is like Marie Kondo of IT. Instead of having a separate physical server for every application, virtualization allows us to run multiple virtual machines on a single server. It's like organizing our closet, to so everything fits neatly, while adjusting and maximizing the space. Tools like VMware or Hyper-V makes this magic happen, helping us to save on cost and improve resource efficiently. Let's talk about hypervisors, the unsung heroes of virtualization. Think of a hypervisor as a master of master conductor in a big orchestra. It manages all the virtual machines running on a single physical server, ensuring everything stays in a harmony. Why are hypervisors important? They let you run multiple operating systems in one mission, which means we can get more done with fewer resources. Like turning one desktop into 10, like handling its own workload for all, all from the same hardware. That's the power of hypervisors. There are two types. Type 1, also known as bare metal hypervisors, like VMware ESXi or Microsoft Hyper-V, which runs directly on the hardware. These are like professional conductors who don't need any middleman. They work directly with the musicians, or like the hardware. And the type 2 hypervisors, like a virtual box, run on a top of an operating system and more like multitasking. You are running, your work on managing your VMs at the same time. As a result, cost savings, a better resource allocation, and increased flexibility. For example, instead of buying 5 servers, we can run 5 virtual machines on one physical server saving on hardware and maintenance cost while keeping the performance high. In short, the hypervisors turn our IT infrastructure into a multitasking powerhouse. Let's talk about containerization. This is one of the coolest tools in the modern development. Think of containers as a perfectly packed lunch boxes. Each one holds everything you need: your app, dependencies, and the configuration. Wherever you take the lunchbox or a container, it's ready to go. No, no matter the environment. How does it work? Um, the tools like Docker allows developers to create, test, and deploy applications in an isolated environments. It's like building a sandcastle in a sandbox. We can experiment without worrying about the tide washing it away. This ensures that the app works on works the same on your laptop as it does on your production. It eliminates the classic uh, sometimes like classic responses. You might have heard it from your colleagues like, it worked on my computer, it worked on my mission, it didn't work on your mission. No, it's not like that. And why it is important: containers streamline the development workflow, making integration and deployment faster and more consistent. For example, like if your team or your friends is building a microservices based application, which microservices can live in its own container. Like each microservices can live in its own container. This setup makes it easy to scale or update or even the test individual components without disrupting the entire system. In short, the containerization simplifies the development, enhance consistency, and speeds up the development. It's like having a magical lunchbox that always serves the perfect meal, no matter where you are. Let's dive into Kubernetes, the conductor of your container orchestra. Kubernetes makes sure all your containers work together seamlessly, like a perfectly a synchronized symphony. Kubernetes, at Kubernetes at its core, Kubernetes has a master node that acts like the conductor. It manages the cluster and ensures all the worker nodes, like the musicians, are playing their parts. This setup ensures, the scalability and the fault tolerance. For example, if one node crashes, Kubernetes automatically spins up the another to take its place, ensuring our application doesn't miss the beat. Declarative configuration benefits. Kubernetes uses the declarative approach, meaning um, you can tell it what you want, and it figures out how to make it. Like it's your go-to guy. It's like setting your thermostat. You say like I want it to be 72 degrees, and the system does the rest. This is simplifies the application management and ensures the consistency. So the deployments are reliable and less error prone. Ecosystem integration advantages. Kubernetes has a rich ecosystem of the tools and extensions like Helm for a package management and Prometheus for monitoring. It's like adding accessories to your car to make it more efficient and user friendly. Need advanced monitoring, Prometheus has you covered, and want to simplify updates, Helm makes it that easy. These integrations allow you to customize Kubernetes for your unique needs. In short, like Kubernetes takes the complexity out of managing containers, turning chaos into harmony. Let's talk about the cloud optimization, which is all about making our resources work smarter, but not harder. These examples like AWS auto scaling and content delivery networks like CDN are likely having a super hero sidekick for our cloud infrastructure. Um, the dynamic resource management. AWS auto scaling is like having an elastic waistband on our pants. It adjusts to fit our needs. When traffic spikes, auto scaling adds more easy to instances to handle the load. When traffic drops, it scales down to save the cost. For example, like during the Diwali sale or Shankranti or any festival sale, um, the e-commerce websites can handle millions of users without crashing because we thanks to these features. CDNs, act like international delivery hubs for our content. Instead of every user fetching data from the main server, CDNs catchy content at multiple locations worldwide. This means like if a person from Japan gets data from the nearest server, not halfway around the globe. The result, like it's faster load times and happier users. It's like ordering a pizza and having it delivered from the shop next door instead of across town. Enhanced reliability features. Both AWS auto scaling and CDN ensure high availability and reliability. For instance, like if one server goes down, traffic is automatically rerouted to another and keeping the system running smoothly. It's like having a backup generator kick in when the power goes out. Our users won't even notice. In short, these cloud optimization tools like make our applications faster, more reliable, and cost efficient. In fact, they are the secret sauce for a seamless cloud experience. Okay, welcome to section 9, where we uncover the playbook for boosting system performance. Think of this as our ultimate strategy guide for turning an average system into high performance champion. Let's talk about aligning goals and measuring success because of we don't know where we are going. Importance of stakeholders involvement. Think of this as planning a road trip with your friends. Everyone has a say in the destination, the route, and the snacks. In the world of IT, engaging stakeholders ensures that the performance metrics reflect both business needs and IT capabilities. When everyone is involved, we are more likely to set up goals that are realistic, relevant to and achievable. Plus, it fosters the ownership. People are more invested in the journey when they help plan it. Adaptive measurement strategies. This is about staying flexible. If we are on the road trip and halfway through we realize there is a detour, we need to adapt to our route to still get to our destination on time. Similarly, in IT, performance metrics must evolve with changing business environments and technologies. By reflecting the KPIs as we go, we ensure that our measurement frameworks stay relevant and effective. Data analytics for insights. Data analytics is like a superhero, my favorite topic, and of IT, turning numbers into actionable insights that that make systems faster, smarter, and more user friendly. So we discussed enough about this. I'm moving into the next section. Case studies for successful optimizations. So success stories where the theory meets real life magic. Let's talk about how performance tuning and turned around some big challenges. Think of there's a big IT world movement. Hard work, strategy, and resilience leading to remarkable outcomes. Let's take a closer look at how optimization strategies can supercharge our e-commerce platforms, driving user satisfaction and engagement and sales. We will highlight a few, you know, real-world examples. First, impact of user feedback. Regularly collecting and analyzing users' feedback is like having a direct hotline to our customers. Take Amazon, for example. They constantly gather users' feedback on their website, features and update their platform based on what users actually want. This approach has, you know, been a key to their high customer satisfaction and loyalty. Listening to users ensures that enhancements align with their expectations, ultimately, improving satisfaction and retention. A/B testing. A/B testing allows platforms to experiment with different versions of their website to see, what works best. For instance, Etsy conducted a A/B test to simplify their checkout process. By tweaking button placements and reducing steps, they increased completed transaction by 10%. It's all about using data to make smart decisions. Integration of AI technology. AI is a secret sauce behind many successful e-commerce platforms nowadays. A great example is Netflix, not a e-commerce, but a leader in personalized recommendations. By leveraging AI to suggest the shows tailored to individual preferences, they keep users engaged and coming back for more. In the e-commerce world, the platforms like Shopify are adapting similar AI-driven personalization to recommend products and boost their conversion rates. Let's explore how universities optimize their websites to handle the peak traffic. Robust infrastructure capabilities. Strong server infrastructure is a key to handling high traffic. For instance, during the college submissions, websites like Harvard or Stanford ensure their servers can manage the surge of thousands of applications logging in simultaneously. By using load balancers and scalable cloud hosting, they prevent slowdowns and ensure a seamless user experience. Potential resource limitations. Many institutions, struggle with outdated systems that crash under pressure. A great example is when a state university updated its enrollment platform. They moved from a traditional on-premises setup to a cloud-based one, drastically reducing the downtime and the student compliance during the registrations. Like emerging technologies and utilizations, like universities like Arizona State leverage AI to predict peak traffic and dynamically allocate resources. For example, their system can anticipate high demand during application deadlines and scale up their server capacity proactively, ensuring students don't face delay or errors. Competitive market pressures, like universities are also in competitive race to attract students. Platforms like MIT's admissions site go above and beyond with features like live chat and virtual tours, ensuring the a standout experience. Optimization, here isn't just about functionality. It's about creating an appealing digital experience that sets the university apart. Future directions in performance tuning. Let's look ahead and where the performance tuning is headed and how emerging trends and technologies will shape its future. Let's dive into the world of AI driven performance tuning, a game changer that's revolutionizing how we optimize our IT systems. Transformative automation benefits. AI driven tools like the takeover repetitive and complex tasks, significantly reducing manual intervention. So like imagine our system as it's a kind of like, okay, it's like our system is a busy restaurant. Without AI, a manager has to track orders, assign tables, and manage the staff manually. With AI, it's like having a smart assistant that handles everything automatically, ensuring efficiency and responsiveness in the real time. Predictive analytics utilizations. Like AI doesn't just react to problems, it predicts them. Think of it, it's a weather app uh, like for our IT system. It's like a weather app for our IT system. If storms, like for a bottlenecks are brewing, AI sends out alerts and recommends proactive measures. For example, Netflix uses AI to predict server load during peak hours, ensuring a smooth streaming experience for millions of users. Scalable optimization solutions. AI offers scalability like never before, whether it's handling a sudden surge in e-commerce traffic during a flash sale or a festive sale, or adapting to the needs of global workspace, accessing cloud services. AI ensures resources are dynamically allocated. It's like having a car that adjusts its speed and fuel efficiency based on the traffic and terrain. AI isn't just a tool, in our system's brain, that enables the smarter, faster, and more, even efficient operations. Let's explore edge computing, a concept that's bringing, data processing closer to, where it is needed, like having a coffee machine in your kitchen instead of driving to a cafe every morning. Decentralized data processing. The magic of edge computing lies in its ability to process data near the source. Like if you're driving an autonomous car, would you want the car to send data to a remote server to decide whether to hit the brakes? No way, right? So, so edge computing ensures that the critical decisions like braking happen, locally and instantly. This is a game changer, for the industries like requiring a real-time decision making. Think of IoT devices, smart grids, or you know, even live sports streaming. Instead of routing every bit of data through central servers, edge computing distributes the workload, reducing the latency and improving response times. For example, like streaming platforms like Twitch uses edge servers to deliver the content seamlessly, even during the peak hours. Like edge computing isn't just not only for the speed, it's also about the efficiency. By processing data locally, we reduce the strain on the central systems and minimize bandwidth usage. Like it's like a win-win for the business and the users as well. Microservices for modern applicant development. Let's talk about microservices, the modular building blocks of modern applications. Uh, think of them as like individual Lego pieces, each designed to perform a specific function, but working together to build something amazing. Microservices allows teams to work autonomously and on a different parts of an application. Like uh, uh, if a big orchestra where every musician has to wait for the conductor's cue. So that's a traditional monolithic system. Like in microservices, every musician play their part independently, creating a harmony without delay. This speeds up development cycles and makes sure like our system more in agile in responding to market changes. Microservices scale independently, which means like you can allocate resources to services that needs them at the most. For example, like uh, the payment processing service sees a surge in traffic, so we can scale it up without affecting the rest of the system. It's like opening an extra checkout lanes at the supermarket during the rush hours, like keeping everything moving smoothly. One of the best things about microservices as their resilience. If one service fails, the other service keep running. For instance, like if a recommendation service goes down on an e-commerce site, customers can still browse and make purchases. This isolation ensures the better user experiences, even during the outages. Microservices are all about flexibility and scalability and resilience. Um, okay, we move on to the next section, section 12, the importance of security in HPC. So before your eyes glazes over the mention of security, let me promise you, it's not it's not. I'm not going to take more time to cover this. Like, let's quickly look into this. Like, let's see. Like, let's say an example. Like a HPC cluster is like a vault holding the secret formula for Coca-Cola, or the code to your Netflix recommendation algorithm. Because yes, that's scared. Sacred. Like. That's been protected, with a high security. Without that, their system might collapse. So without proper security, it's like leaving, your front door open with a neon sign saying "Hackers welcome." So why does security matter? Well, because these systems handle not just research or financial models, but sometimes life and death situations like drug discoveries or climate predictions. You know, let's move on to that. So HPC systems are like the Usain Bolts of the computing world, fast, focused, and always delivering the results. But what happens when someone sneaks into the track and swaps of Hussein's shoes with flip-flops? Disaster, right? So that's exactly why security, is crucial for HPC. These systems are not just crunching numbers; they are running simulations for like the next big vaccine, or maybe the world's more, fastest electric car. So hackers, no thanks. Without solid security, you know, you are basically inviting cyber villains to the VIP party. So where they will tamper with your data and steal your processing power, probably to mine Bitcoin or something equally, nefarious. So the bottom line, if the HPC is a brain, security is the helmet. Let's keep the brain safe. Why HPC systems are the MVPs of the research world? Imagine trying to solve a 5,000 piece puzzle blindfolded with one hand tied behind your back. That's what complex scientific problems feels like without HPC. But with it, it's like having a superhero team to sweep and solve it in seconds. From predicting tomorrow's weather, let's be honest, even that's hit or miss, to mapping out of the entire human genome. HPC is out there doing a heavy lifting. It's the brain power behind the climate science, AI breakthroughs, and even designing those the new driverless cars. Um, so in short, HPC is like a ultimate Swiss Army knife for researchers. But remember, even superheroes need their armor, and that's where the security comes into play. More on, more or less. So let's talk about why HPC systems are basically the VIPs of the cybersecurity world. We are calling them high value targets, and for a good reason. Like I will tell you one example. Like when I was working for Ford Motor Company, their secret, the design mm, or any new designs they are working on, so it's kept in the separate server, and it's kept in the separate location, and very very limited people have access to it, because it's not because they are not trusting their employees, or it's not because of their it's not trusting their managers or whoever it is. It is very important if the design gets leaked or if the model gets leaked, and it is a huge loss for them, during the time and energy and money they spent on the research over the years. So the significance of the sensitive data, like imagine your HPC system is a treasure chest, but instead of gold coins, it's filled with national secrets, groundbreaking research, or I don't know, the maybe a next Marvel movie script. If someone cracks that open, the consequences are huge. It's like a Hollywood blockbuster level huge. So the next one, the diverse threat motivations. Hackers aren't just bored teenagers anymore. These days, like they are after financial gain, corporate espionage, or just plain chaos. It's like the Haste movie you are watching on Netflix or Amazon. But instead of breaking into the bank, they are breaking into your data centers. And trust me, they have more tricks up their sleeves than the Ocean's 11 crew. And unique vulnerability landscape, like HPC systems are but bit uh, like a Jenga towers, the complex interconnected, and one wrong move can bring the whole thing down. Their shared architecture and the resource heavy nature make them the juicy targets for cyber attacks. It's like waving a uh, gained hack me sign into the digital wilderness. So securing HPC isn't just important, it's a mission critical. Let's make sure our digital treasure chest stays locked. All right. Let's talk about the complex architecture challenges of HPC systems. Think of HPC as a massive group chat, but instead of gossip or memes, these nodes are sharing the crucial data at lightning speed. Sounds cool, right? But here is the catch. If one node gets hacked, it's like someone sneaking into your group chat and stealing all the tea. So it's not fun anymore. So the distributed nature of HPC means everything is interconnected, like a giant, spider web. The vulnerabilities in one area can ripple out, leading to major breaches. It's kind of mm, it's a kind of like playing Jenga. It's like if one block wobbles, the whole thing, it's risk of tumbling down. So how do we keep this delegate system secure? Like by encrypting data, like we are guarding, state secrets and making sure access controls are tighter than the security at, kind of a Beyonce concert. Like I can think of that because honestly, HPC deserves nothing less. Key threats to HPC systems. Now, if HPC systems are, higher achievers in the tech world, then the cyber threats are like, the sneaky kids who try to copy their um, homework. The data breaches. Imagine someone sneaking into your house not to steal your TV, but to photocopy your diary. That's what happens when the hackers access the sensitivity data. Malware and ransomware. These are like those pop-up ads that promises you free iPhones, are annoying and super dangerous. Except here, they are targeting $1 million computational resources. Insider threats. Imagine like your coworkers accidentally sharing their password. Yep. Sometimes that the threat is closer to home, than we like. Denial of service attacks, DOS attacks. It's like a prank call that never ends. But instead of your phone, it's your HPC systems getting overloaded and unable to function. Bottom line, these threats are real, persistent, and it's a good challenge. Let's take a closer look at some of the key threats to HPC systems, starting with two big ones, the data protection and the insider threats. Imagine your HPC system is a vault holding gold bars, except the gold here is groundbreaking research, classified data, or intellectual property, or kind of a COVID-20 vaccine or 30 vaccine or whatever it is. If someone breaches that vault, it's not just a bad day. It's a global headline. Protecting sensitive data is about more than keeping hackers out. It's just keeping the integrity and confidentiality, intact. So the gold stays in the vault where it belongs. insider threats. Now, not all threats come from shadowy figures like in hoodies. The person wear the hoodie and hacking away in the dark. Sometimes they are like a Jayaraman or a Satyajit or whoever it is, like it's accounting, who clicks the wrong link or uh, in the email or the phishing link or a this may compromise the entire system. Like insider threats are the trickiest because they come from people um, with legitimate access. That's why training and awareness programs are like the cybersecurity equivalent, of a flu shot, preventive and absolutely essential. So the key takeaway here: got the data, like access, like it's um, let's take my kid example, like a rare Pokemon card, to ensure your team knows that stakes. So because when it is coming to HPC, there is no such thing, as being too careful. All right, let's move on to the data breaches in HPC. Um, you are running the, for example, like you are running the world most exclusive nightclubs of your HPC system. Everyone wants in, but only a select few are in the guest list. A data breach, that's like someone sneaking past security, spilling drinks on the VIPs and stealing the DJ's playlist. It may be fun in watching in the movie, but it is big risk. So unauthorized access risks. Hackers and social engineers are like the master thieves. They exploit the vulnerabilities and trick their way in. So one phishing email or a unpatched software, and boom, they are in and wreaking a havoc on our sensitive data. Financial-led legal repercussions. So data breach isn't just a bad PR; it's expensive. Think fines, lawsuits, and the recovery cost. Plus, let's not forget about the regularity bodies. So we have to answer to a lot of people when something happens. And importance of the proactive measure. The best offense, is a good defense. Regular vulnerability assessments and training sessions are likely hiring a kind of bouncers and installing security cameras for our nightclub, keep the bad guys out, and the good vibes going. So bottom line, like, you can't stop people from trying to break in, but you can make it so difficult they won't even bother. Let's tackle one of the biggest boogeyman in the HPC world: malware and ransomware risk. These threats, are like shapeshifters, constantly adapting and finding a new way to, bypass a traditional security. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole, like, except the moles are faster and more cunning every day. Staying vigilant isn't an option; it's necessary. Impact on research continuity. Imagine the ransomware attack halting your groundbreaking research. Like suddenly you are missing a deadlines, losing funding, and watching all your hard work freeze in tracks. It's like it's not it's like getting the flat tire in the middle of the desert, and your phone is also not having a charge. It's like that kind of a situation. And the comprehensive security framework, the solution, a layered security approach. Like it's like building a fortress with multiple gates, guards, and traps. The regular training keeps your team sharp, and software updates keep vulnerabilities patched, and the incident response plan ensures like we are ready for anything. It's all about staying one step ahead of the bad guys. So the moral of the story, be proactive, be prepared, and treat your HPC systems like the it's like the crown jewel it is, because to hackers it really is. let's dive into the insider threats in the HPC environments. Understanding the insider dynamics, like we discussed, like not all the threats come from wearing a hoodies and sitting in the dark basements. Some came from the people inside the system, whether it's being careless or downright malicious. And monitoring and detection strategies here, the just like your smart home security system alerts you when someone is messing with the door or a window. The advanced tools can help detect unusual activity in HPC environments. If for example, like if an organization HR is suddenly start accessing the sensitive research data at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., we will know the alert will be sent to the respective officials to investigate the incident. So cultural ethics and considerations. Lastly, it's all about fostering the culture where everyone takes security seriously. Think of it, it's like being a part of a neighborhood which group, if you see something, say something. And that starts with good ethics and clear reporting protocols. Security strategies for HPC. So like I think we are on time, and like I have a couple of slides. Is it okay, sir? Can we continue? I'll take it as I S. So denial of service attacks, like I said, like it's the digital versions of someone hogging the Wi-Fi at the party. They don't steal our data. They just make sure that we can't get any work done. So the consequences of service disruption, like it's a business loss, and um, you know the research get calls, and the important data is in the move, and we don't know what to do with that. Whatever the research we have done so far, it's out, and they'll be expecting a ransomware. So, and the importance of proactive defense. The solution, like it's thinking, think of it setting up the traffic cops at the key intersections. So the tools like traffic analysis and anomaly detection, help identify and stop the digital troublemakers before they, clog up our system. So regular updates, to our security protocols. So there is a tool we use, dark trace, which is very efficient, and we can see the holistic view of our multi-cloud data infrastructure. If a user logs, if someone logs in, from Russia at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., and it automatically, block their access and create an alert to us, and we know, and we have seen those alerts, and someone has tried to ask for, gain access from Siberia or Russia, like from Sudan, or sometimes from Pakistan or Afghanistan. Like we have seen that pattern, and then the system it automatically prevent it, and then it sends a alert to the monitoring team. So security strategies for HPC. Now the HPC systems are like the castles, like protecting precious data treasures. When the section is all about building the moat, raising a drawbridge, and hiring knights with a really shiny armor. It's like layered security approaches and proactive monitoring and access control and encryption. So like this is where the cool stuff comes in, like biometric verification, like hardware tokens, and all sci-fi level security you can imagine. It's like having a bouncer that checks your ID, scans your face, and maybe even reads your mind. Okay, not yet, but we are close. Like the idea, like if you're not authorized, you are not getting near those sensitive HPC resources. Dynamic access control. Like now this is a next level security. Think of like adaptive lightning, bright when needed and dim when it is not. Like dynamic access, just permission based on who you are and what you are doing, and where you are doing it from. Like example, someone in accounting doesn't need access to top secret research. So the system says nope, denied. So the bottom line, advanced authentication and dynamic controls ensure that only to the right people at the right time can access the right resources. It's like having a nightclub that's impossible to sneak into, and who doesn't who doesn't love that level of exclusivity. So, and the data protection measures, comprehensive encryption protocols. This is like the speaking in a secret code only you and your best friend understand. Whether the data is resting or a transit, encryption ensures that even if someone intercepts it, so all they see is gibberish. Like tools like AES or TLS are the rock stars here, keeping unauthorized eyes far away. And robust access management. Think of this is your personal digital bouncer. Role-based access control like RBAC and multi-factor authentication like MFA make make sure that the only those who really needs access gets in. It's like having a different level of clearance for different rooms in your data mansion. Someone from marketing team doesn't needs the key to the research lab. The regular comparison complaints audits like this one likes health checkup for our system. Regular audits like ensure everything is running smoothly and designed with regulations like GDPR and HIPAA, you know or a SOC. The plus they help spot weakness before they become problems. It's all about staying ahead of the game. System headline: hardening techniques, automated security monitoring. This is like having a 24 cross 7 security camera that not only watches but also alerts when something sketchy happens. And regular security training. This one's all about making sure our team knows what to do and what not to click. Training sessions are like cybersecurity boot camps, keeping everyone sharp and aware of the latest tricks hackers might pull. Incident response planning. This is our fire drills for cybersecurity. A well thought out plan like ensures that like when something goes wrong, and let's be honest, it's when not if, right? Like so everyone knows their role. Swift action minimize the damage, recovery time, and the amount of hair we'll be pulling out dealing with it. So monitoring and incident response. The proactive threat detection is, think of it like this. Instead of waiting for an intruder to kick down our door, this system identifies someone is looking and in the bushes by combining a real-time data analysis, anomaly detection and machine learning. So we got a security setup that not only spots the potential threats but also predicts them. It's like having a crystal ball, by the way, more effective. Let's talk about collaborative security efforts, because when it is coming to cybersecurity, teamwork makes the dream work. Here's how working together can supercharge the HPC security. Enhanced threat intelligence sharing. It's like imagine a group chat for HPC stakeholders where everyone shares a real-time updates on vulnerabilities and threats. It's like neighborhood watch out for cyber threats. If someone spots a suspicious activity, everyone gets the memo, and proactive measures can be taken before any damage is done. And joint compliance initiatives like collaboration doesn't stop at the threat intel. By working together on audits and regulatory compliance, institutions can streamline the process and the shared resources. Cross institutional training programs like training across institutional builds and like security aware the culture threats stronger than ever. It's like sports team sharing their best plays. Everyone levels up and their entire league benefits. Okay, we reached the end of our slide, and I would like to thank you all, again for spending your Friday evening with me. I know it's not easy, to sit through the session on performance tuning and security while the weekend is calling. Uh, you know, by now I'm sure your friends or family, uh, they have already started their dinner sessions or chai sessions or whatever, and our plan for the late night movie, uh, and here you are, discussing load balancers and microservices. uh, I appreciate all the dedication, and you know now you can optimize your systems and probably help your friends optimize their weekends plans. Imagine dropping terms like Kubernetes and edge computing. If you tell anything about it to your friends, and they may even think like how dedicated you are. You can feel free to connect with me on my LinkedIn. Link is on the slide, and if you have any questions or ideas, we can discuss. Have an amazing weekend, and don't forget to recharge just like your systems. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your session. And it was really helpful and useful for each and every participants. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for sharing your views and time. Thank you. Dear participants, tomorrow we will be having the session by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
great
Thank you.
evening.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.